Happy Earth Day!
Hello everyone watching, thank you for joining us. My name is Paul and I'm joined by
Minjae Kim.
and today we'll be hosting today's event. For those of you who don't know, Earth Citizens Organization is a 501c3 nonprofit whose goal is to promote mindful living for individuals, our society, and our planet. And our goal is to reach 100 million people that have the same kind of mind, which is about 1% of the Earth's population.
This initiative called Earth Citizen Movement is founded upon three main pillars: sustainability, natural health, and community service.
And through experiential educational opportunities and teaching simple life practices, inspiring stories, and other online and offline tools, we're doing our best to empower individuals to make more sustainable choices, be able to manage their health naturally, and when they do that, that puts them in the best position to give back to the community through community service activities.
And as you know, it is Earth Day today, and we planned this Eco Live so that we can celebrate together. And through the chat box, I can see many people are checking in. I can see Susan Henry from San Diego and Danielle Godet from Kirkland. Wow, lots of people are joining. Carol from Long Beach, New York. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. So to get started, a lot of the eco activities that have been happening in the past year actually have been local here in Cottonwood, Arizona, especially at our eco farm. So we'd like to take the time to show you a quick video to introduce Eco Farm to all of you. Enjoy.
Take care of Mother Earth. I'm an Earth citizen.
Eco Farm, located in Cottonwood, Arizona, was established in 2016. After different attempts to align the farm operations with our mission, Eco Farm is now committed to be a model of sustainability, natural health, and community service by growing organic, nutrient-rich produce, which will all be donated to local food banks, as well as learning space for our community to live a more eco-friendly life through farming. By visiting our 12-acre farm along the Verde River, individuals can be exposed to a variety of farming elements and operations, including our greenhouse, teaching garden managed all by hand, Three Sisters Garden, animal sanctuary, orchard, sustainable irrigation systems, compost and soil operations, grow room, produce washing and processing station, and more. To deal with the challenges that come from operating a farm in Cottonwood, Arizona, ECO found it necessary to design the farm in a way that would be resilient for many years and withstand the elements of heat in the desert, frequent flooding, and overall climate change. We are currently hard at work creating systems of nutrient soil, irrigation and water conservation, seed saving, efficient landscaping and upcycling, and solar energy conservation. Our biggest long-term change on the farm is developing a food forest system. Navigating this delicate living ecosystem requires a team of dedicated and resilient individuals who are aligned with ECO's mission. Let's meet the team.
Hi, I'm Atayo, and it is my mission to create and maintain a healthy and living soil. The soil microorganisms in this compost are responsible for creating healthy plants. They mediate nutrient, mineral, and water transfer and create healthy and vital plants with highly nutritious food. Just like it's important to nurture the health of our soil, it's important to nurture the health of our planet by educating and empowering our youth to care for it. I remember how influential and important it was for me to have a teacher that really cared about how agriculture can create a better planet for us all. And now I so luckily get to play that same role here.
Oh, hey, I was just converting this chicken coop into a deer fence. So this used to be an old chicken house, and we have a lot of good metal on here. So one of the basic principles actually is of being a good Earth citizen is recycle, reduce, and reuse. So I focus a lot on reusing. So whatever we can reuse and utilize to repurpose on this farm. So for example, here's good metal. You know, this is all structural metal that we're gonna use for a deer fence out in the field over there in the front. So even though we have a big farm here and we have a lot of materials that we can recycle, reduce, and reuse, but even at your house, you can find a lot of stuff. You know, of course, recycle, reduce, and reuse. All right, so here's another example of upcycle and reuse. This valve we had in the back, and then we actually punched a hole into the cistern there so the water can start flowing. And this is for our swale and berm system. So we're using the principles of permaculture here. So because we're working with a delicate environment, we have to be extremely mindful. And in the development, we have to be efficient, but at the same time, working with the nature.
My passion is food justice. So part of my job is to make sure that all our plants are planted and they're healthy, and we can produce the amount of food that we need to produce to feed the people who really need it. When people volunteer here at Eco Farm, we give them the skills and the knowledge to be able to either start a small garden in their backyard or start a whole farm. We really appreciate volunteers because they are the people who make all this happen.
If you're interested in being a part of this project, volunteer opportunities are available. Hope to see you at Eco Farm.
Earth is grateful. The earth is grateful for our appearance and for the work that we've all done to bring us as far as we've come. And we have so much to do with ourselves, and that's reflected in the trees and the mountains and the streams and the rivers, the oceans. Knowing that the generations to come benefit from the work that we do today.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed the introduction to the farm, and I also hope you enjoyed the introduction to our staff at Eco Farm. I think they are, and all farmers are, heroes, so we tried to give them a proper introduction as a superhero. So you also worked with some of the farmers.
Yes, I work with the farmers, and they are not only about sincere about their work, but their passion and knowledge about what they do really inspires me.
And also at the end of that video, you saw some of the sharings of people leaving messages to the earth, saying that they're earth citizens. So we'd like to take this opportunity to hear from you, the viewers, through our chat. So if you have a message that you'd like to share with earth or with humanity, I encourage you now to type it in the chat box, and later on in the show, we'll read them out loud live here.
Yes, please share your message with us. And did you know that we are doing our best to serve our community and the planet through the Earth Citizen activities? Well, let's take you to the Verde River where ECO organized a river cleanup. Let's watch it together.
I think that we are nature. So when we can restore our own natural balance of energy, then we also help the earth because we are connected to the earth. So we can help the earth a lot more by balancing ourselves. And then from there, the energy expands in a more balanced way. I'm an Earth citizen!
To kick off the Earth Citizen movement in 2022, the Eco Community Center in Cottonwood, Arizona is organizing weekly community service gatherings for individuals to give back to humanity and our planet. In the month of April, Earth Citizen volunteers took the time to clean up the trash around the Verde River, which is an essential resource to the native people and areas it flows through. The simple act of cleaning the environment shows our ownership and stewardship towards our community and our planet's well-being. Each week, ECO will continue to organize and serve various community service requests to spread the Earth Citizen spirit. Where will we serve next? Subscribe to ECO's YouTube channel to keep up to date with our community activities.
I am an Earth citizen. I am an Earth citizen. I am an Earth citizen.
For Earth Day, ECO visited Sedona Recycles and caught up with Anthony to hear about a few simple reminders on how to care for the earth beyond simple recycling. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, recycling is a great way to recoup our waste and to give it a new life, whether it's in the form of another plastic bottle or a polyester garment. But I think what's more important, and this gets forgotten all too often, is that recycling should be the last resort for these waste products. There's two other R's in recycle, reduce, reuse. Reduction, reduce should be the first one. If you're offered a plastic bag and you have an opportunity to say no, that's one less plastic bag that ends up in a place like this. If possible, sometimes we can't reduce the amount of plastic that we're using, but we can reuse it whenever we can. Reusing, like I get a Gatorade bottle, that becomes a water bottle for the rest of the week because I don't want it to end up here. And then, after you've exhausted those options, recycling and making sure that you're recycling appropriately, knowing what can and can't be recycled at your local facility. If you don't know, just ask. Sedona Recycles I came to work here not very long ago, a little over 6 months ago. I found very quickly that I was an uneducated recycler myself. I learned a lot very quickly, but the team here was happy to help teach, and they are with everybody that comes here. I am amazed that such a small nonprofit organization is able to do so much with so little space. We really do rely on the community, on the support from the community in the form of donations and a level of understanding as to what we can and can't do with the resources that we have. But it's a nonprofit organization. It's a group of people just like Earth Citizens organization, just trying to do their part and do their best. I'm an Earth citizen.
Wow, the river looks much cleaner now. Let's celebrate Earth Day by reducing, reusing, and recycling.
Yeah, during that river cleanup, the group that we had going there were so appreciative of the opportunity to give back to the community. They're very self-conscious people that take care of themselves, and they wanted to pay it forward by giving back and cleaning, which kind of reminds me of a story. I used to work on cleaning that riverfront a few years ago every month, and as I cleaned it, we had a homeless. There were a homeless community living around the river, and over time, I think they were appreciative that it was getting clean, but then I felt like they may have started taking it for granted and considering me their monthly maid.
Oh my God.
But point is, no matter what, I put my intention there, and I feel if everybody in the world is able to put their own intention into the work that they do, regardless of the result, we're going to make the world a better place.
Right. That is inspiring. That reminds me of me working at the farm.
Mm.
So one of the main jobs as a novice farmer, one of the main jobs assigned to me was pulling the weeds.
Weeds, yes.
And whenever I pull the weeds, then I feel great after that because I can see the farm looks much cleaner. But I know that even after a few days, then they will all come back. But I do it anyway. Sometimes I feel frustrated. But I do it anyway because I know that the end result will be great, and also eventually it will help feed people.
Speaking of feeding people, ECO last year just launched the ECO Feeds program. We'd like to thank those who have donated and supported that program. And to give you an understanding about what the ECO Feeds program is, we have a video prepared for you. So let's take a look.
Eco Feeds. To be of service to our local community, Eco Farm launched a project called Eco Feeds to grow and donate organic, nutrient-rich vegetables and eggs to communities and individuals who desperately need support with access to healthy meals. Currently, Eco Farm is partnered with the Haven United Methodist Church Food Pantry in Jerome and the Epavai Apache Nation Food Source, and contributes to feed 300 families in the area. In addition to donating food, we also enlist the help of local volunteers to grow, harvest, and deliver the food, which provides experiential learning opportunities in sustainable farming. We hope the knowledge and wisdom gained inspires them to use these practices at home and spread them to the larger community to create lasting solutions for food justice around the world. The hard work and dedication of the staff, volunteers, and local community brings us closer each day to Eco Farm's dream to grow a sustainably healthy community. All of the materials and operations on the farm are funded by our beloved, generous donors who share the same vision and dreams, where we serve and care for each other as we protect the earth. We invite you to become part of creating a better world with Eco Farm. To learn more, please visit earthcitizens.org/projects, where you can make a donation to support our world-changing efforts.
So we're live. Wow. Well, so
that was really inspiring.
Yeah, the Eco Feeds program is feeding all the people here in the Yavapai area and in the Verde Valley, and we'd like to expand that and reach more food banks over time, but that's going to take a lot more hands and a lot more support. So again, we really appreciate all the support that you give, and if you can, please visit the website there that was shown there, earthcitizens.org/projects, to donate to our Eco Feeds program. And speaking of which, last month we also opened a relief fund for Ukraine. And even in just a short time, we were able to raise $10,000 for Ukraine's relief, and that will be going to UNICEF. They have an initiative to help children caught in the crossfire out in Ukraine.
Thank you to all the people who have donated to our cause, and it is not too late to donate. As Earth citizens, we need to care for everybody on this planet.
You know, Speaking of everybody, we're talking a lot about the activities here at ECO, but there's a lot more people doing things to help their community, similar to what we're doing at Eco Farm. So we'd like to share a video of a local garden that we visited and show how just 2 people were able to impact their whole neighborhood. Let's take a look.
Also located in Cottonwood, Arizona, the Agape Community Garden has a goal to produce all-natural, high-quality, dirt-raised microgreens and fresh produce to embrace good health, sustainability, and support great choices. They aim to produce premium products so that they can grow community around a friendly, local food source. Let's check in with John and Pam James on how they are affecting their neighbors and the community at large.
There's an ant on you.
Is there an ant? Well, he won't eat much.
There's another one.
They don't eat much.
Yeah.
And it's always been a work of faith, and that's what we have here. This is a work of faith. It started out as an effort.
Another ant. Sorry.
Well, I can't help it that they like me.
You're sweet.
Set up an ant hive in my beard.
Because you're sweet.
Well, I chose the name Agape Community Garden because we believe in agape love, and it's a Greek term meaning love.
It's love that is unconditional.
Well, this is, I think, 1/3 of an acre that we actually do the gardening on. We have a little grassy plot and then a flower area, and we've been married for almost 50 years.
50 years next year.
Yeah, originally from Oklahoma, and where our parents had gardens. Our grandparents gardened, our great-grandparents, everybody from way back.
We come from people who always had a garden to put food on the table. And they grew and they shared as well. A lot of hungry people back in that day. Although we didn't start off with the intention of growing a garden to share, we wanted to grow a garden to develop community. And they have their own thing they're doing. And we wanted to get to know neighbors, and we wanted to garden. And this property became available, and we were able to buy it with the sole intent of gardening. And our idea was to plant a garden and invite our neighbors to come and garden with us. No strings attached. We fund the garden entirely out of pocket. It started out as a vision to build community in our neighborhood, and it turned out to be something more than that. It developed over the years. Each gardener had their own small plot, and they were free to water it the way they wanted, and it was inefficient, but it was the right thing to do at the time. A couple of years ago, we both urgently felt that we needed to make the garden more efficient, and this is before COVID hit, to make it more efficient. And so early with the 2020 season, we started planting the entire garden with the help of neighbors as opposed to them doing their own plots to make it efficient, make it more productive. And what would you know, I can't claim to have any foreknowledge or foresight about this, but it turns out that the food banks in town were extremely needy. We all have heard or read the stories and know of how much pressure was put on those on the margins here in the Verde Valley. And we were able to grow and donate 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of produce. This is an extremely productive piece of ground if we amend the soil and water it. But 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of produce over the last 2 years in the middle of the COVID crisis. And this is feeding people, and this was food, first-rate, organically grown, pesticide-free produce. And we donated the best of what we had, with the support and agreement of those who helped us out here in the garden. It satisfies the immediate need in the community, and how far that ripple effect goes, who knows? We just trust that God's going to bless others through what He's called us to do. And at the end of the day, that's what's important.
Being here, and they say, I just feel so full and whole when I'm here and out in in nature and you know, seeing these things grow.
And we have to cultivate an attitude and a heart to look beyond ourselves and look to our neighbor. But how better can we offer that message than by loving people unconditionally, meeting them right where they're at?
Wow, they are just two people, and then the two people can make that kind of big impact to the community. It is really inspiring to me.
Very, very much so.
And on the YouTube channel, I can see that a couple messages from you guys about the your messages to the humanity. Please keep sharing so that we can share your messages out loud later in this show.
And so far, we showed you a lot of the production of our crop and produce happening on the farm. But other than just making those crops, Eco Farm has one other huge function, which is education. So with the farm, when we have volunteers or visitors and even local students come by, we try to educate them on how to take the skills that we practice on Eco Farm and apply it to wherever they are. In fact, just last year, at the beginning of the school year, we teamed up with Bridgeway Middle School and high school students, and we made an educational program for students who do well with alternative learning environments. So we'd like to give you a little bit of information about that program as well. So let's take a look at the video.
To promote natural health, a farm characteristically encourages healthier eating choices like organic, unprocessed foods, natural and nutrient-rich. In addition to healthier diets, visitors to the Eco Farm and program participants are guided to participate in mind-body exercises, conscious breathing techniques, and self-reflection to enhance the experience and connection to Earth while they work on the farm. Starting in 2001, Eco Farm has partnered with Bridgeway Middle School and high school students to become active participants of our student community garden. Students ages 10 to 15 take classes on the Eco Farm twice a week, learning key farming skills and mindful exercise practices. By participating on Eco Farm and learning the farming basics of soil, water, and seed, the students support and are fully integrated in the Eco Feeds project by becoming part of the food growing and production process, from seed to distribution. Through this environment of hands-on learning and responsibility, our youth will gain the confidence as an integral contributor to their community and will grow as a true leader.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
And Paul, I know that you are deeply involved in the program, right? And that those students look happy. What are they growing?
So the students right now, they are responsible for a field on the farm property, and that field is a Three Sisters growing field.
Three Sisters growing field.
Have you heard of the Three Sisters before?
Who are the Three Sisters?
The Three Sisters are the set of crops that all work together. So they're usually grown in the same proximity so that they protect each other and share nutrients. So those three sisters are corn, squash, and beans. So the students right now, they were given a plot of our land and are fully responsible for that. And through that, they prepared the land, they seeded it, they're growing it, and then when it is time for harvest, they're going to process, wash them, and bring them and deliver them to the food banks. And what that does is it puts them in directly in the community so that they feel like they're fully integrated. They feel value and pride in what they're doing.
I can feel that, I can visualize that they are so happy and they feel like they're valued from the program.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. That's what we want to do, is we want to inspire them and make them feel like they matter.
Then what is the vision?
The hope is they become leaders, and then they can hopefully inspire other people to do what they learned on the farm wherever they are, in their homes or at a different community. And moving forward, we'd like to open this program to other youth groups. So, so we're currently in talks with other youth groups, and hopefully we can expand our operations, which will then let us expand to more food banks and hopefully feed more people.
Right. So in this modern society, especially the kids have less and less opportunity to work directly with nature. And then by touching the soil and the plant, I feel they become much closer to the, not only to the nature, but also to their own self.
Speaking of their own self, I heard that you've been able to connect with your own self by coming to the farm and volunteering as well.
Yes, I have the opportunity to work at the eco farm and then also directly with superhero farmers.
Okay, well, are you documenting this in any way?
I'm glad you asked. So each week I work with farmers, and fortunately they give me precious teaching and the tips about farming. And also I share the lessons that I learned. So we document it.
Yeah, I actually had the privilege of watching the first episode, and you're welcome to watch it now on our YouTube channel. But for today, let's just show a sneak peek at what Minjae has been up to on the farm.
Oh, okay. Hello, this is Minjae Kim. I volunteer at Eco Farm, where we can learn mindfulness through farming. And how about this?
Beautiful. See how this root pattern is shallow and spreading, and it will suck the water and nutrients away from our crop.
So am I pulling these guys?
You're pulling these guys, but you're also going to pull somebody like that. This is either thistle, in the thistle family, and while they're beautiful, we just can't have them here in this part of the garden. Sometimes it can be in the right place, especially like a dandelion or a milk thistle. Those are very beneficial plants, and we wouldn't want to take them out from the whole farm. We just take them out from the places where we're actually trying to grow food crops.
So some plants become weeds in some garden, and then they become good guy for the other gardens.
What is a weed?
It sounds like it is our negative thoughts.
So you asked me about thoughts.
Yes,
right?
this reminds me of my negative thoughts. It keeps popping up.
Yes, I experienced the same thing when I first started farming, and I was spending so much time hand weeding. It struck me that these root systems kind of represent the way our thoughts will do, right? And these shallow rooted mat, like a busy mind, you know, that's just consuming and really taking your energy and occupying all of your being.
Yeah, it's like my thought is absorbing all my energy, and it is going all other random directions.
Very random.
Yeah.
And then you have a different kind of weed that has this central taproot.
Oh, this one has some center.
This one reminds me, or did remind me of, like the information that we have that's from childhood. You know, the
like
really,
trauma.
and self-limiting beliefs, and which is why I feel like it's so important to pull this up by the root. Every time I get one, I want to get it up by the roots.
Okay, then I will keep going to the weeds, feeling that I am pulling the weeds from my mind.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
What a wonderful meditation.
Yes, I'm so grateful about the learning opportunities, and also through working directly with the farmers and the farm and the nature, and I have like growing respect to all the farmers in the world. And through the video and chat box, I see still a couple messages. Please share your messages on Earth Day. What kind of message do you want to share to humanity and to the earth on this Earth Day?
We want to read what you have in your mind out loud, so please type it in the chat box now. That'd be great. In that video, that was you with Pam.
Yes, Pam.
Pam has been such an integral part to Eco Farm as our head farmer. She has such a passion for sustainable farming through food forest systems. And in a little bit, we're excited to have her join us on our broadcast in a little bit. But before that, we're going to give you a little bit more information of what food forests actually are and how they work. So let's take a look at our video on food forests.
Eco Farm Food Forest. Our most forward-thinking endeavor to promote sustainability is the Eco Farm Food Forest project. Although we use best practices to grow our crops through traditional organic annual farming methods, Eco Farm staff is currently in the process of converting the majority of the producing fields into a food forest, which is a low-maintenance, sustainable, plant-based food production and agroforestry system based on woodland ecosystems, incorporating fruit and nut trees, shrubs, herbs, vines, and perennial vegetables which have yields directly useful to humans. In other words, food production the way Mother Nature intended. More yields, less effort, and better for the earth. Benefits to forest gardening are not only measured in food, but also in creating a brand new ecosystem that will benefit the stability of the land, climate, the species living in the forest, and the planet as a whole. Please visit our website where you can donate trees to be a part of reestablishing forest land on our Earth.
We hope you learned a little bit about food forests from that video. And we're actually very happy now to welcome Pam, our head farmer, to the broadcast. Happy Earth Day, Pam.
Happy Earth Day.
And who's your guest here?
This is Dexter the farm dog.
Oh, hi. We love Dexter.
Yes, he's been in training for several months at the farm, and he's the star.
How old is Dexter?
He's 8 months old.
Dexter is an integral part of Eco Farm too.
Definitely.
Well, Pam, since coming to the farm, I remember one of the first things you said was trees. That was your big passion. You started drawing pictures of trees that you saw in your dreams, and you showed me diagrams of trees all over the farm. So could you share a little bit about what that vision was and now how it's becoming a reality here at Eco Farm?
Well, I come from the forest, and I grew up in much taller forests, and I spent a great deal of time in the forest, and even spent some time fasting in the forest, and really developed a very deep relationship to trees. And the calling to plant trees is something I don't have much control over, and I just want to put them everywhere, of course. And I'm so grateful because I finally landed in a spot that agrees with me. Everybody wants to plant more trees, so now through some very generous donations to Eco Farm, we've been able to make big leaps this year. It's so exciting to be able to do this.
Yeah, we see all those trees out there, and we couldn't do it without the donors' help. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, very much. It's really exciting. We have, we're in what I would consider phase one. So we are adding the layers of the food forest to our more traditional orchard. It's about a 1 acre orchard, and so we're going to be adding layers. And then we're starting on another 1.5 acres at the front of the farm. It'll serve many purposes of visual and windscreen, but also food production. And we're real excited about that. It's going to fundamentally change the energy on the farm, and I feel like we'll be able to really communicate with the community at large about what we are trying to do. It'll be very evident when you enter onto the farm.
Right. Trees are precious everywhere, but especially more so here with the delicate environment in Arizona. So how long it'll take for you to achieve your goals here?
Well, our plan is to complete the major installation in about 3 years. 3 years. And then we will continue to add layers. And food forests, it never stops. It's a living organism. Trees are coming up and ending and starting over. Everything's always starting over. So that won't ever end. But we plan to. Well, we already have early food production right in the orchard, and we expect to increase our food production beginning in about 5 years. We should start to see significant increases in the amount of fruits and nuts that we're producing. And the forest is going to provide us the opportunity to grow root vegetables and things like squash in ways that we have not been able to do it before. So I'm really excited about the opportunities that are coming for the Eco Farm.
So Pam, can you just let our viewers know how they can support the Food Forest Project?
So if you go to our website, earthcitizens.org, you can find a donate button very conveniently on the front, or you can go to the Food Forest page and donate directly to that. But as important as donating is coming to the farm and being with us as we put these precious trees into their new homes. So we really want to invite the local community of the Verde Valley to come and plant with us. And we have Food Forest Fridays.
Yes.
Don't forget Food Forest Fridays all the way through May. We'll be setting plants every Friday in the 2 Food Forest. So please come.
Every Friday morning?
Every Friday morning, 8 a.m. to 12.
Volunteers can come to the farm.
Yeah, come and plant with us.
Yeah. So if you want to get your hands in the dirt, you can actually plant the trees in yourself and hopefully take care of them, watch them grow. So thank you again, Pam, for joining us. But we're almost at the end of our show, but would you stick around to help read a few of the messages that some of the viewers read?
Of course, I would love to do that.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look at what we've got.
Yes. We get Paula Kosek.
Paula, my name
wanna
is
read?
Paul too. So Paula says, "The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to earth." And that is a quote from Chief Seattle.
Wow, that's very
Thank you,
touching.
Paula. Thank you.
And also, I will read Daniel Cadet. We are all so precious and important for the future hope of our earth. Let's put our hands and hearts together and make miracles. Thank you so much.
And then I get to read one. Oh, you have to enlarge.
Okay, there it is. Yep, right there.
From Hapri Kaur, I'm super happy that we are sharing this with people around the world, wishing and hoping that we become more conscious about our food and how we impact the planet. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for those messages, and keep them coming because people can come read the comments later and hopefully you can spread some positivity through the comment section. And to wrap up, we would like to send the message that every day is Earth Day, not just today. So whether it's today or tomorrow or next week or next month, I hope you can have that conscious mind to protect and take care of humanity and the earth as if it was Earth Day. And before we go, we wanted to again remind different ways you can stay in touch with us. If you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be upping the content that goes on our YouTube channel. For example, you saw Minjae's volunteer video and Pam, and you might see more episodes with Dexter. And if you'd like to support us more, please donate. And one other thing that we'd like to finish off this broadcast with is if you really feel that Earth Citizen spirit inside, we really encourage you to make it a real declaration by signing our Earth Citizen Pledge. Now, if you have a smart device with you or a computer, I would recommend you can log in right now. You can go to earthcitizens.org/pledge. And to finalize and finish off this show, maybe the three of us can read out the pledge.
Right.
So, the Earth Citizen Pledge. Do you have it there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I pledge to practice sustainability by honoring the earth as my first priority. I pledge to keep a balanced body, mind, and spirit through adopting a natural, healthy lifestyle. I pledge to actively create a positive impact in my community. I am an Earth citizen! And I hope you all feel the same way. Fellow Earth citizens, thank you again for tuning in today. We hope to see you very soon, hopefully sooner than next year's Earth Day. But if you stay tuned with our YouTube channel, we'll talk again. You have any other signing out messages that
yes,
you need to share?
every day is Earth Day. So let's celebrate the Earth Day together and also love yourself more and then keep going. And then remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Yay.
Pam, does Dexter have anything to say?
Dexter says, Happy Earth Day!
Thank you, Dexter.
Look at the camera, Dexter. Look at the camera.
All right.
He wants a sugar instead.
With that, subscribe, take the pledge. We'll see you soon. Happy Earth Day!
Happy Earth Day!